You are not improving your English as much as you want because you're lazy and you're not doing enough speaking practice. When I practice my English, I spend 14 hours every day listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And that has helped me a lot. But you do need to have the same amount of discipline. So in this video, I will teach you a 3-step system to practice English daily. There's literally 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, that are going to help you become more disciplined, more motivated, and this is going to be a 3-step system that actually brings you results. And I guarantee that if you watch this video without getting distracted and apply this system, you will become fluent in less than 6 months. And there's going to be a big present at the end as well. My name is Artem. I spent years improving my English as a non-native speaker. So I went from B1 to C1 in English, and I've helped hundreds of non-native speakers improve their English too. So people like you got amazing results by following the exact same approach I teach in this video. Here are some of the reviews from my students. So one of my students became fluent and confident. They started speaking with customers from different countries. They improved their English exponentially within 1 month. And some of them even started recording their own YouTube videos. And now let's talk about those 3 pieces of a puzzle we need to put together. So there's a big puzzle. There's just so many things we need to focus on. We need to focus on practicing speaking, writing output, listening, reading, immersing input, mistakes, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. There's just too much stuff. There's too much fluff. But what if this could be simple? This is what most non-native speakers focus on, right? But what if this could be simple? We can actually connect these pieces of a puzzle together. For example, listening, reading, immersing, and input is the first piece of a puzzle. Then comes practicing speaking, writing, output, and all of that. And then mistakes, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So I'll explain what it means in a second. Because what if this could be even more simple? So when we simplify this even more, we have those 3 simple pieces of a puzzle. First one is consume. It's literally input, listening, reading, immersing yourself. It's called consume. You're consuming information. Then you are speaking, which is practicing, speaking, writing, and output. And then you're getting feedback, which is you're fixing your mistakes, you're fixing your grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So this is literally it. This is literally those 3 things you need to focus on right now in order to improve your English. And in this guide, I will break them down fully. So we'll go into full depth for each one of them so you can practice effectively. So we're literally going to break them down. And now let's talk about the first one, which is called consume. Congratulations, because right now you are doing this exact same thing. You're consuming information. And this is good because it helps you to immerse yourself in English, and this way you can understand it. Because you can understand me right now. You probably watched a lot of videos in English, and that's amazing. You already completed the first step, but you still need to do it every day if you want to get great results. But consumption is only the first piece of a puzzle. This is where 99% of non-native speakers get it wrong because they only focus on the first piece of a puzzle and they forget about the rest. And because of that, they're not fluent in English and they cannot speak English because that's your goal. You've been consuming content in English for years, and that's why you understand me, but you can't speak. And this is the problem we're solving right now. So consume and then speak. We want to graduate from simply consuming information to actually speaking. And I know it's hard to start speaking immediately. It takes a lot of time. It's like if I say to you, speak right now. Speak. It's like, oh, what should I speak about? I'm not sure. I forgot how to speak English. That's what happens. So actually, there's a step you need to follow before you speak, and it's called becoming an active consumer. You can't become a clear speaker overnight. You cannot just suddenly start speaking right now. Maybe you can, but you're still going to make a lot of mistakes, and it's still going to be difficult for you. So there's a step we need to focus on before we start speaking. I know this is like a funny evolution from monkey to human. Let me explain. First, you are a passive consumer. You're just consuming information, you're watching TV shows, you're watching all of this stuff in English. But then you want to start speaking. But in order to start speaking, you first want to become an active consumer. And how do you do that? How do you become an active consumer? Short answer is take notes. Okay. When you watch stuff in English, when you watch educational content in English instead of entertainment, you can take notes. For example, I was watching a lot of Huberman Lab podcast from the Dr. Andrew Huberman. So this guy taught me a lot about science and stuff, and I also watched a lot of other podcasts. And when I did that, I started taking notes. I started taking notes on my whiteboard. I started taking notes in my notebooks. I'm going to show them to you right now. And I've watched more than 200 podcasts, and I took a lot of notes. And I'm going to literally show them to you right now. I took big notes on all of them. I highlighted everything. I created countless mind maps. First of all, I started taking a lot of notes on every single podcast I have ever watched. Then I had a lot of notebooks. I was writing in my notebooks only in English. Then I also started highlighting stuff in my books. I started adding bookmarks in every single one of my books. They were literally filled with bookmarks. They were filled with notes. They were filled with highlights. As you can see, I took a lot of highlights. I even read books on my computer as well, and I also took a lot of highlights. Then I had like an entire collection, entire library of books I read. Then I took notes inside mind maps. I created mind maps, countless mind maps. This is just like two mind maps. I created more than 100 or maybe 200 mind maps in English. Then I was writing on my whiteboard. I was connecting the dots together. I also had like a lot of to-do lists and just a lot of stuff, as you can see. And this is just less than 1% of all of my notes in English. This is just 1%. So I showed you 1%. This is like only the beginning. I have like an entire archive of notes. So if you don't trust me, if you don't trust me that I've made so many notes in English, you can send me a direct message on Instagram, Artem School, and I will send you screenshots of all the notes on podcasts, books, and educational videos I've made in English. I'm dead serious. I'm literally going to send you maybe 90% of it because well, I can't send you 100%. I probably deleted a lot of them, but still I have 90% of them. So I can send them to you on my Instagram. And when you highlight everything, when you take notes on everything, you are going to crush it because when you start taking notes, you stop passively consuming and you graduate from being a passive consumer to an active consumer. You're actually started taking notes. So when you do that, when you take notes, when you connect dots, because that's what you're doing. When you're taking notes, you're connecting dots in your brain. Your brain literally becomes like a network of thoughts, ideas, and words in English. When you do that, you become a good articulator. You can articulate your thoughts in English properly because of that, because you're connecting and you're collecting information, and that leads to an amazing level of fluency in English. And that's how you learn English without grammar, by the way. That's how babies learn English. They also take notes, they also are learning something every day. That's how. That's how you become a good articulator. Simply take notes and connect dots, and that's going to help you a lot. So if this video resonates with you, if this information that I've discussed right now resonates with you, take notes on this video. Literally start taking notes right now to become an active consumer. Or you can also write a comment under this video to boost the algorithm, and you can also write down something that you've learned from this video. So it's actually helpful so other people can read, and they can also get inspired and also write their own comment as well. So this was all you need to know about consumption. Simply start taking notes, start watching educational content in English, and stop passively consuming information. And this way you will graduate to an active consumer. And now let's discuss the second piece of a puzzle, which is speak. And now we can graduate again. So you were a passive consumer, then you became an active consumer. You started taking notes. Now, the next step for you will be to finally start speaking, to become an emerging voice. And this is amazing because it's easier to do this when you start connecting information in English in your brain as an active consumer, because now you have this entire network of words, of sentences, of ideas in English, and it's more effortless now for you to speak a different language. So The first step was to consume information. Then it was to consume actively. You were not just consuming, you were not just listening and reading, you were actually taking notes. And the next step is to start speaking. So when you connect these three things with speaking, you can literally become C1 level. But the biggest problem that people face when they are trying to start speaking in English is confidence. I ran a poll in my community a few times to test what is the biggest problem of non-native speakers. And it was always confidence. It's literally like 70% of people say that confidence is a problem for them. It's not grammar, it's not vocabulary, it's not pronunciation, it's not all these things. It's just confidence. People struggle with confidence a lot. So, how do you develop confidence? Do you think I feel ready and confident and fired up when I need to speak to others? Hell nah. I still have this some kind of negative self-talk when I'm recording videos on camera, before I'm recording videos on camera. You know, right now it'd be like I have less of it. Right now it's almost non-existent, but I still feel just like a bit unsure or a bit nervous, where I have this thought that it's like, oh, it's not gonna work, oh, it's gonna be difficult for me to speak, oh, I'm not confident enough, and stuff like that. But the thing is, you can train that. You can train your confidence, of course. So, famous entrepreneur Alex Ramosi, you probably know him, said that people lack self confidence not because they have magical problem that needs fixing. They lack it because they don't do anything. Okay? This is me. Okay, this is picture of me. And honestly, I wasn't doing anything. I was a passive consumer. I was just consuming information. I was literally sitting on my phone, consuming information. And that's what you're probably doing every day when you're commuting or when you have free time. You're just consuming information, right? You're scrolling on Instagram or on YouTube or something else. And in order to fix that, you need to become an active consumer. And I think here I was already an active consumer. I was already consuming content, and I tried to take notes. I tried to learn. I tried to watch educational content instead of just pure entertainment. And that allowed me to take some action. But that was still not enough. You still need to take even more action, because you cannot become muscular if you do 100 push-ups. You need to do 100 push-ups every day in order to become muscular and big and jacked. The same thing is with English. If you want to become confident, it's not about doing one call with your customer in English, or it's not about speaking to one person one time per week. It's about doing more. It's about speaking every day to one person in English. Okay. It's about showing up. It's about doing the work every single day. So action solves every freaking problem. Like Alex Ramosi said, you just need to take action. But honestly, there's another piece, like a second piece of advice you need to follow as well. So it's not just taking action. Of course, you can take action, and that's amazing. If you can just start taking action, and if you can do it today, then that's amazing. And you can actually become this amazing fluent English speaker and confident as well. But a lot of people are still not taking action, even though they know that they need to take action. And that's a big problem, because people have this inner monologue before they're trying to go on a call, before they're trying to record their YouTube video, and they're not succeeding because of this inner monologue. They have all these negative thoughts in their mind. So, how do you get rid of them? Well, there's a thing called warm up. So, if you want to achieve success, you want to take action, and you also want to warm up before you take action. Because if you take action and this action was negative, okay, if you take action, if you go on a call with somebody, but they don't like you or you don't like them, and the conversation was bad and you didn't like the conversation, you didn't like recording yourself on camera in English or something else, then what happens is that you lose motivation. The next time you're trying to record yourself, it becomes even harder for you. If you record, I mean, if you talk to somebody in English and that was a really bad experience, you didn't like it, your confidence level drops, and you become less confident. And the next time you're not willing to take action because of that, because of this pressure. So in order to succeed, you also want to warm up. You want to warm up your mindset before you record or do anything in English. So right now you're probably here. It's like, I'm not confident. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to speak in English. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to go on that call. I don't really want to speak to that person. I'm an introvert. Blah 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 blah. Well, you want to become determined. You want to find this action that you need to do. You want to stop this negative self-talk and just understand that I need to do this one action. So I need to speak to this person in English, or I need to go to an English speaking club, or I need to record this video in English. So when you've identified the action step that you need to do, now you want to warm up. So before doing this action, you want to warm up, and this will give you short-term confidence. I'll explain to you how you can warm up in a second. So just hear me out first. When you warm up and you do the action, I mean, first you're confident, so you become confident. You warm up, you become a bit more confident. That gives you some short-term confidence, and then you take positive action instead of negative action. So your action becomes more positive, and you think about the action that you did in a positive way. And then that gives you long-term confidence. And it's no longer about not being confident. Now you can just warm up and you feel even more confident, and as a result, that becomes a virtuous cycle. But in the beginning, you will have to warm up a lot. So every time you do something, you'll have to do this warm up maybe 100 times before going on 100 calls in English, for example. And then you are going to become confident. But eventually, you will stop being not confident, unconfident. Okay. Eventually, you will just be so confident that you don't even need to warm up before doing anything in English. And that's when you become an extrovert. That's when you can simply speak English. And that's when you have full confidence in yourself. So to achieve it, you just need to practice this, practice warming up, taking action from this confident frame of mind, and then you achieve long-term confidence. When you achieve long-term confidence, you don't even need to warm up after that. But of course, if you want to level up it even more, then warming up before doing literally anything will help you a lot. So let me actually show you my warm-up routine. My warm up routine is really simple. So first I shout or sing. I literally shout or sing in English. Before recording this video, I was singing a song in English. Okay, I didn't shout necessarily, but I'm trying to become more loud before speaking to somebody. But singing a song is like the best thing you can do. Or you can read a text loudly, and that's gonna help you as well. The next step, I stretch or I do 10 push-ups. Sometimes I do more push-ups. I don't do like 10 push-ups. If you cannot do 10 more than 10 push-ups, then just do 10 push-ups. If you can do 20 or 30, and that's pretty easy for you, then do 30 push-ups. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to push past failure. Just simply do 10 push-ups to warm up your mind. So when you warm up, when you stretch, the next step is to just smile and start thinking positively. And trust me, it will get easier. You want to do this in this specific order because if you first try to smile and think positively, it's going to be difficult for you. But when you warm up, when you do 10 push ups, you feel like your mindset and your beliefs in your mind are already a bit elevated. You're a bit more confident. You're a bit more light. It becomes a bit more light. Then when you sing, it's like you also have this positive experience. You also think some positive thoughts, and then the last step, which is to just start thinking even more positively. You can actually consciously control that. And when you do that, now you're confident, now you're positive. And when you copy this warm up routine, you become confident in English, and it's not a problem for you to record videos or go on calls or speak to people in English. So thoughts will become feelings, and feelings will become actions, and then those actions will become results. What I mean by this is that when you have positive thoughts, they will become positive feelings, and those positive feelings will become positive actions, and those positive actions will lead to positive results. This is what this warm up routine is about. It helps you plant those positive thoughts in your mind that will become positive results. But it also goes uh, the other way around. So you can also have positive results, then have positive actions, and then that will lead to positive feelings, and that will lead to positive thoughts. This is the long term confidence. Okay. So when you have positive results, when you stack the proof of results that you are confident, that you've went on a lot of calls in English, that you've spoke to a lot of people in English, and that you're a confident speaker, those results will lead to positive actions. Your actions will be more positive, and then you will feel good about your actions, and then you will have positive thoughts. So This is how it works. And this is what Alex Ramosi talks about. He actually talks about the second thing, which is when you have positive actions, those positive actions will lead to positive feelings, and those positive feelings will lead to positive thoughts. And this is literally all you need to know about confidence. But if you want to see a full video about confidence from me, like a 30-minute or even 1 hour long video on just confidence, on confidence mindset for non-native speakers, comment down below. Please make the mindset video, and I'm going to make it. Now, let's go to the next step, which is feedback. Step 3, feedback. So this is the last piece of a puzzle, and this is also the next evolution stage. So you were a passive consumer, then you became an active consumer. You started taking notes. Then you became an emerging voice. You started practicing speaking, but you're still making mistakes. You're still not clear in English. It is still difficult for you to pronounce some specific words. Sometimes you ramble, sometimes you mumble, and it's just tricky. It's just difficult. So, in order to become a clear speaker, and in order to avoid making mistakes, and in order to just articulate yourself in English properly, what you need to do is you need to get feedback. So, first you were consuming, then you were consuming actively, then you were speaking, and the next step is to just get feedback. So, my friend said to me once, stop saying so and like. So, I was saying the word so too many times, and it was so loud. I was like, so the next step is to like, I saw my videos and he was right. I was saying too many so likes, like, yeah, huh? And because of that, so, as you can see, I didn't say the word so because it's not a habit for me anymore. But I even wrote it here. So I started pausing first instead of filling the silence with filler words. Instead of saying those filler words like so and like and others, I started saying them less. And when I did that, it improved my English significantly. And people actually started trusting me more because of that, because I stopped saying those filler words. And small feedback will bring lasting changes. And it helps you make even fewer mistakes. I also made the mistake here, by the way. I also used to say less mistakes. But as I got feedback from other people and from myself, watching myself speaking on camera, I started making less mistakes. So the first thing you can do is you can just less mistake. I made a mistake, right? I still make a mistake here. Fewer mistakes. Okay. So I used to record myself on camera, and I'm still doing that right now. And that's how I get feedback. And that's how you can get feedback too. But you can also get a coach who can teach you and who can actually give you feedback on your mistakes. There are two different paths you can take. Both work amazing. But avoid this feedback at all costs. So you probably have a coach, maybe an English teacher or someone else, and they give you a lot of information. Maybe you just watch a lot of videos about how to learn English, 20 idioms to sound like a native speaker, avoid making those mistakes, English Guru, new batches open, spoken English, 1001 idiom to master your English grammar and use. It's just so boring. It's just so excruciating. It's not helpful for you, right? You're still not fluent because you have this information overload. You're overloaded with all this information online. And because of that, you're not fluent yet because you have too much information coming into your brain. You are a passive consumer. You're consuming these videos passively. You're consuming these books passively. Maybe you're highlighting some words, but that's not enough. You want to do more of practice. You want to stop being an active consumer, you want to start being a clear speaker, and then eventually you want to get the right feedback on your English. So we're drowning in information, but starving for wisdom. And this is the wisdom, okay? It's so simple. Fix one mistake at a time. Instead of trying to fix all of this, first become an active consumer, okay? Then start practicing speaking, make those mistakes, it doesn't matter. And then try to fix one mistake at a time with a coach or by recording yourself on camera speaking English. So when you follow this simple approach, when you fix one mistake at a time, for example, today, this, today you recorded a video in English, like a 1 minute video, and you found this really annoying mistake that you're making constantly. So you simply say to yourself, or you write it down, fix this, stop saying this. And then eventually you will stop making this mistake. And you make fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer mistakes with every day. Fewer. As you can see, I learned this. I literally follow this approach, and now I say fewer instead of less. Literally, feedback in action. And if you want to improve your writing in English, you can try this AI prompt that will help you make fewer mistakes when writing. So simply ask ChatGPT to please proofread the text and explain where I made mistakes. And that's going to help you to stop making those mistakes so you can analyze, and you can also see the proofreaded version of the text so you no longer make those silly mistakes. And here's how you can get feedback as well. So I explained that you can record yourself and you can get feedback by recording yourself and then re-watching the recording, and that's a really good accountability tool for you. But then you can also get feedback from a coach. So you can hire a coach and coach will give you feedback. But that's not as powerful as a coach and recording. So you can get a coach and you can ask your coach to analyze the videos that you have made. And this is the most powerful thing you can do. So the coach will analyze the mistakes in your video and then the coach will give you advice. So fix this, next time say this instead of this. Next time say fewer instead of less when you say the word mistakes. So when you do that, that's going to help you even more, because when you're speaking on a coach on the call, the coach can help you with some of the mistakes that you've made, but still you have a two-way conversation. So if you're trying to speak with a coach, you're trying to explain to him something, and then the coach just stops you. Oh, wait, stop. You need to fix this mistake first. Say fewer instead of less. And it's like, you start cringing at this. It's like, oh, why is he fixing me like that? Why is he fixing me right now? And that's a problem. You want to avoid that. Okay? You want to actually have a conversation first. You want to speak, you want to practice without anyone trying to fix you, without anyone trying to fix your English. And then you want to get feedback after that, maybe in a few hours. And this is literally the best way to get feedback. So recording plus coach equals best. And if you get those three pieces right, you will speak clear and confident English. Consume, speak, and get feedback. So consumption should be active. And now let's talk about the bonus part. And the bonus is enormous. So let me show it to you. The bonus. I will help you get from 2 to 5 inside my free community called Global Entrepreneur. So you will go from passive consumer to active consumer to emerging voice to clear speaker to confident leader. Actually, from active consumer, because right now you're no longer a passive consumer. You've consumed this video, you probably took some notes, maybe you wrote a comment under this video, and now you're an active consumer. Now you're taking action on the thing you are consuming, which is amazing. The next step for you will be to become an emerging voice, to start practicing your English, and then become a clear speaker by getting feedback, and then a confident leader. And you can learn how to become a confident leader inside my community, from an active consumer to a confident leader. And here's how you can do that. I'm going to give you a personalized roadmap. It's like a personalized learning plan to transform your spoken English in 6 months. You can get it for free inside my free community called Global Entrepreneur, and it's fully customized for you, from content to feedback. So I'm going to give you things you can watch in order to improve your English, how you can watch them in order to improve your English even more, and also I'm going to give you feedback on your speech as well, if you want that, of course. So link is down below. You can check out this link down below and you can join our community down below. And then I also wanted to say that there's only 25 spots available. So making this roadmap is really difficult. Like I have to spend a lot of time on it. So there's going to be only 25 spots left, only 25 people who can actually get this roadmap when they join. 3 weeks ago, we had 0 members in our community. Now we have 25 members. So after this video, I didn't even promote my community anywhere, okay? So after this video will make a couple thousand views. There's going to be a lot of people. So you want to join now. And also I wanted to show you some of our positive reviews. So like I said, some people improved their English exponentially within 1 month. Some people recorded their first video on YouTube. Some of them just like our community so much that they don't want to spend time anywhere else. Some are English teachers and they improved their English significantly. Some people did their first ever call in English. They took this action step because they understood that it's the most powerful thing they can do right now. And when they did that, they got a lot of value. So you can just read these reviews and you can check them out, and you can understand that our community is extremely valuable and it's going to help you a lot with your English skills. So then some people also recorded their first videos. I think there's more than 10 or 20 people who did that. Then some people got the roadmap and it was extremely helpful. They actually are going to do calls with their clients and they're going to level up their English even more. And like Alex Ramosi said, the most valuable money making skill to learn in 2024 or 2025, if you're outside the United States, is how to speak English. So if you want to join our community and if you want to get your personalized roadmap, join now. Also subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, like, and also you can check out this cool video that I've made. So this is literally a full hour guide to help you speak English. And I see you in that video or inside of our community. Bye bye.